Hey everybody, GT here from GT's Barbecue. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're one of my returning subscribers, thanks so much. I really appreciate the support. Today we're going to do some brisket chili. This is something I make every winter. I just about always have some extra brisket in the freezer. So I had a couple of pounds frozen. I've thawed out, I've chopped it up, and I'm going to make up a fairly large batch of chili. So you're going to need a pretty big pan for this or pot, but feel free to cut the recipe in half, and you can substitute any kind of protein you want. It's just as good with ground beef. So stay tuned. We'll be back here in a sec, and we'll get this prepped up. Okay, let's go over the list of ingredients I'm going to use for this. As you can see, most of this comes from a can or a box. I know you purists are going to give me a hard time. All I know is I make this every year, and it's always delicious, it's always a big hit, and it's easy. So you can put this whole thing together in about 30 minutes, and then I smoke it for about an hour out on the smoker. So not a big deal, easy to do. What we have here, I have two 15-ounce cans of kidney beans. Yes, I'm going to put beans in it. Two 15-ounce cans of black beans, two 15-ounce cans of chili beans, a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes, one package of beef chorizo. I have one medium onion diced. And I have my brisket here. I have 2 pounds, and I've chunked it out, I don't know, about like yay. Put it, you can make as big, the pieces as big or as small as you want. So stay tuned. We'll get over to the stove, and we'll get started on the first phase of this chili. Be right back. Oh, and I almost forgot one of the most important parts. I find this in my local grocery store. It's called Carol Shelby's Chili Kit. It comes with some seasonings in here and everything you need to thicken it up to make a nice chili base. So I really like this stuff. I've used it for years and it's really good. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, let's get started. I have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And this is really exactly the same way I start my recipe for my smoked baked beans. So I'm going to let these caramelize here for a minute, and I'll be right back and we'll get to the next step. Okay, I've sauteed these here for about 5 minutes. They're going to continue to cook, but it's time now to add our chorizo. So I'm just going to let this kind of cook and saute in here with the onions, and about another 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Everything's looking good. Time to add our brisket to the party. And again, I'm not really going to brown this. The brisket's already cooked, but I want to get it kind of softened and just warmed up a little bit, kind of let it get to know those other flavors. So about another 5 minutes, and I'll be back. Stay tuned. Okay, our brisket's getting some love. Everything's nice and warm now, nice and softened up. Time to get a little liquid in here. I have 2 cups of water. We're going to add to this. Give that a little mix-a-roo, technical term. And we'll put in our maters. 1 big can of that. Our 6-ounce can of tomato paste. Can never get this stuff out of the can, so. And some beans. And I don't drain these at all. There's a whole can there of kidney beans. Can of black beans. Can of chili beans. Chili beans. So we had 2 cans of each. 2 chili, 2 kidney, and 2 black. Sorry about that sound. Start to mix this together. And I'm going to let this simmer for about 45 minutes on medium-low heat. We don't want it to boil, but I want to let it reduce down a little bit, get a little bit thicker. And the last step will be the spice dump. And this packet comes with some, what I guess is cayenne pepper. This is some masa. That'll add some texture to it. And the chili seasoning that comes with it. And we mix. Oh my goodness, the smell coming off of this. And then you can make this to any consistency you want. You can see it's already looking pretty much like chili. As it simmers, if I decide it's starting to get a little too thick, I might add a little bit more water. And you could also use some beef broth for some more liquid. So that's really all there is to it. That's been a total of about 15 minutes. Most of it came from a can or a box. Now you just let it simmer for a little bit, thicken up. And then I'm going to put this in a full pan, a disposable pan. Take it out to the smoker on 200 degrees after it's simmered. And then I'm just going to let the smoke roll over it. And about every 15 minutes, I'm going to give it a stir and get that smoke flavor down into the chili. And it is good. So stay tuned. I'll be back here after we let this simmer a little bit. Okay, it's been simmering here for 45 minutes. And it looks perfect. I did not add any liquid to this. So it's done at this point. It could be served. I'm going to add one extra step and take it out and put it on my smoker and let the smoke roll over it for an hour. And I'm going to stir it about every 15 minutes. But you can see that looks and smells amazing. And I guess if you're cooking inside and you wanted to have a little smoky flavor, you could always add a teaspoon or so of liquid smoke to this. But man, oh man, does that smell good. So stay tuned. I'm going to get this in a pan, get it out on the smoker, and we'll let go for an hour out there, and then we'll bring it in, take a taste. See you in a bit. Okay, let's get this bad boy on the smoke. You want to be careful if you're going to use one of these big pans, but it's going to sit in there like so. The smoke's going to roll over it, and every 15 minutes I'm going to come out and stir the smoke in. So stay tuned. I'll see you back here in about an hour. Okay, so there you have it. My 1 hour brisket chili. Yes, I did have it in the smoker for an extra hour, but actual cook time to get this done was only an hour. And again, you could replace the protein with burger meat or whatever you want. But goodness gracious, this smells good. That smoke makes such a difference for me. It just touches it. You can definitely tell it's barbecue. This has always been a big hit every time I've taken it to a party, and we love it here. So there you go, chili out of a can. Thanks so much for watching. If you're so inclined, please like and subscribe. As always, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.